Hello everybody! In one of my latest videos I talked about why movies are important for photographers. They can be a great source of inspiration, and to give this more power and more and make a good example, I want to take you with me in this video in the making of. So we go from inspiration to the fine art, to the final product, and we want to, probably this is a great idea for a little series. So I want to take you with me by the making of a movie inspired image in this case. So, and what we're going to do is, my first thought for inspiration is, when I think now right off on the spot, is The Exorcist. So, and when I think on The Exorcist, I see Linda Blair besides vomiting soup. I see her hovering above the bed. And when I think further, I want to make a composite where I'm more than once in one image. Once I want to be the exorcism person, and once I want the persons who stand beside all that and are wandering. And yes, this is a good starting point. I want to have it a little bit challenging, so that it's not just a little bit of copy and paste work. I want to have me hover in a way that you can see a part of my back from the warm perspective. And yes, this is the inspiration, and you can already see that from just by naming a movie, thinking about a scene, you can already have your inspiration for your final image. So let's go to the next step, and this will be shooting the characters that we want to put into this image. See you in a second, I guess, as this is making of. At first we have to concentrate on how the light will affect the characters in the image. So the hovered person should be lit from below, as if some weird energy is coming out of the ground and is elevating. So this from the other hand will throw a light on the other characters that stand beside it, so that they are lit from below as well. And as you can already guess, because we can see a part of the back of the hovering character, the character has to lay on the belly in the studio and is then turned around in the final composite. So, and we're going to light the whole thing. The character who is lying on the belly in the studio but hovering on the back will be lit from above, and for this I will use a small softbox and one of my smaller studio strobes. And the characters that will be lit from below will just be lit from below with this one as well. It will lay on the ground and flash right up, so that the suspense effect is applied. So let's have a little look about how this all worked in the studio. I will make some comments, and yeah, it will be a little bit embarrassing probably. Okay, I don't want to bore you too much with this kind of videos. What I learn immediately here is that I really have to work on my belly. Gosh. Okay, I really work on it. I'm going into this insanity stuff again, and I will be slender as I never was before, but this is not the item here, so I don't have to talk too much. Sorry. So as you can see, I just use my remote control, and then I have to bend over, lying on my belly, lit from above as I explained, and trying to keep my features inside of the backdrop, because I use the
70-50 millimeter, so we have not that much back compression in the background as I would have with the 70-200 or with an 85. So I really had to make sure that my limbs are not leaving the backdrop too much, because this is in post can be a pain in the ass. But as you can see, besides the backdrop, I also have hung up a white cloth there, so that this wouldn't be a problem. This performance of course wouldn't earn me an Oscar, I think, but what really helped here was that screaming part. So screaming helps sometimes. So let's go further and see you in a second, I guess.
So I'm done with the studio stuff, and we really need a background for the whole thing. I was thinking about a cathedral or something like that. I also want to try the woods, so I'm going into a forest nearby, walking my dog. So I have two things that I can do at once, and then I want to look if I can find some good wood to have as background. So let's see.
Okay, we're in the woods now, and always when I'm going to a location to shoot a background, something like that, where I think now this was useful in my composite, then I always keep in mind that I probably come across things that are not yet interesting for the image I'm working on, but they are interesting for images that I probably work on in the near future, or probably I get a concrete idea of creating a composite that will be a part of a series, so that at a certain moment you just not work in one composite but on different composites that all belong to one series and tell a story altogether. So what I'm looking for now, I don't want to make a whole my Exorcism series, but just this one image. What I'm looking for is that just trees, so not the ground, because there's too many clutter, and because of the angle I have shot the characters, it's not interesting to shoot the ground. It wouldn't match. It just wouldn't match with the character positions. So I have to shoot from a little lower angle, and let's see what we find here. Shouldn't be that problem, should it, Daisy? Dog.
It's time to wrap things up. We are at the Photoshop part. It's not a tutorial, as I said, though I don't go to make a screencast and all that. I go through the steps that I have taken just as it is. This is the background as it is. There were 3 images that I stitched together and then created a very, very large background. So you can see when I go to 100%, what means that 1 pixel of the image represents 1 pixel of the monitor. So it's 1 by 1. It's enormous. You need to have 18 of these monitors to show the whole image at 100%. So the next step, I have to add that this is already in a pseudo HDR treatment. This background, I will make a video on that, or I already have one where you can see how it's done. My next step was to have it dark. I wanted to have it dark, so I did bright as a contrast adjustment, but I didn't want to have it everywhere dark. I wanted to have here the light what is cast from under the body will reflect here on the trees, but will also you see in a second be mixed with blue light. Then I added my first alter ego there, and this also matches with the light what came in front of me. This is a thing that I had to keep in mind when I was shooting. Then my alter ego hovering with some corrections on the layer mask here. And then we come to the blue light. I can turn this on and off. I have grouped it. I did group this because it consists in fact 3 different lights. It's the core of the blue light, then it comes a little broader and even broader. So because you have light fall off to the sides, so that it makes a natural appearance of the light source possible. Then I had to then I did a curve layer above it all. What I did here was I added on the layer mask from the curve layer fog, so that I really had also additional fog in the light, so that you just could guess what was happening down there. And sometimes I added a little bit more. It is here a little bit of gradient what I laid from the lower side, and then I had taken a gradient, a dark gradient from the upper side to make it even darker on the on that side, and then I added overall texture. I think I had used 2 textures. Sometimes it's really, if you have it done and you work for a long time on something, you really have to recap what you did actually. And in the end, of course, my logo, you can turn it on and off. So, and this is how my Exorcism was done. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned, as there will be another video of this series, and probably more, depending on how you like them, of course. So thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, have a great day ahead, and give my Facebook page a like. I want that. Thank you.